Hello everybody and welcome back to the Clintonville Slasher. Happy Wednesday. Today I'm joined by my lovely wife Julie. Thanks for being here. Of course. So today we're going to be talking about, this is going to be our Wednesday review. So Wednesday was written and directed by Tim Burton. It was released on Netflix on the 23rd. It stars Jenna Ortega, Christina Ricci, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Luis Guzman, Thora Birch, and Isaac Hernandez. So a little bit of a rundown of the show if you haven't seen it. Wednesday Addams, it starts off as her sitting in the school, and Pugsley is getting bullied, and she gets like a premonition of like what happens to Pugsley. So she decides to take these 2 bags of piranhas and dump them into the pool, and then she gets expelled from her school, so she has to go to another school that her parents went to called Nevermore Academy. I really did like the show. There are a few things that I loved about the callback to the original. She did a lot of callbacks to the original with the original Wednesday from the 60s. A lot of callbacks to the 1990s version of it, and also I liked a lot of Tim Burton's references. There was the Large Marge reference that from Pee-wee's Big Playhouse, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I really enjoyed it. What are your thoughts?
I loved it.
You loved it?
I really did. I loved it. I thought I was constantly jumping from person to person, figuring out who was the culprit.
Yes.
Constantly, like, oh, I think it's this person, I think it's that person, I think it's this person, and that person would, totally show more. Without spoiling it, I'm trying not to spoil it.
Oh, what? Spoilers. Sorry. We're gonna spoil the shit out of it. So there's a few things that I didn't really like, and I love the dance sequence. With her in the gymnasium at Dancing with the Cramps.
Yes,
I really loved that. I thought that was amazing. I know that Jenna Ortega actually choreographed that song, and she did a lot of like the dance from the 60s, the original Wednesday did, which I really loved. I thought it was really well put together. Some of the things I didn't like is she was like a ninja for some reason. She could like fight. I didn't really care for that aspect, I guess, and I also didn't care that there was so many different like elements. She was like solving crimes for every episode, and there was like it was just like at times it was a little too hard for me to follow.
Really?
Yeah, because there was just so much shit going on at once.
I was very much into it, and I felt like it was really easy to follow. I felt like the whole aspect of all of it was really good.
I agree.
And I love the fact, and as far as the whole her becoming a ninja and all that other stuff, like are you talking about like when they were sword fighting?
No,
because
I mean that part was cool.
If you remember that Gomez was like this big,
sword fighter, right? And I didn't mind that.
Make sense as to why she would be so good.
Well, and she's super smart, and she's like good at everything. I was more or less like confused of like why she's a ninja that she can fight everybody that she comes across. And I think that the reason that I didn't care for her being a detective in so many stories is that there was a story with her past. There was a story with the preacher. There was a story of the monster in the woods. It was just so much stuff going on at once. So you had to solve every one of them. And I think, in my personal opinion, I didn't think the show sucked. I just think it would have made a better movie than a TV show.
Oh, I'm sure it would.
I really hope that they don't make another season.
I think it would have just been too long. I hope they make another season.
I think it's really good on its own.
But I think that was really good. I think the whole premise was that it was too long to put into a movie. I mean, because that would have been, it would have been like, we would have already been into like the second one. Because there's how many episodes?
There was
like
8.
8?
Yeah.
And each episode is like
45 minutes to an hour.
To an hour long. Yeah. That would have, nobody's going to sit in the theater for 8 hours.
Well, I know, but you could have made it, they could have made a movie.
But then they would have cut things out. And I felt like everything that was in there was very important to the story. And in fact, I think that they could have made it a little longer.
Oh, no, thank you. I felt like the last 3 episodes were just too much. I mean, I
really-
loved the ending. I thought the ending was awesome. I really did. But I just think that this is Netflix cash grab. You know, it felt like it was like
Well, they did good.
Sabrina, and then like every time Netflix gets a really good show, like the Santa Clarita Diet, they cancel it for something else. They just picked up Cobra Kai. Have you seen season 5 of Cobra Kai?
No,
Neither have I, but it's been on for a month. It's because Wednesday came out.
Right.
So they that's just what they do. They build up one show so much, and then they're like, oh, we're tired of it, so we're just gonna grab another show.
Yeah, I hate that about
I
Netflix.
hate that about Netflix as well. But getting back to Wednesday, I didn't hate the show. I just thought there was a lot of stuff going on that you could have cut a lot of stuff out. The twists at the end, they were really good, and I thought this was Tim Burton's probably best work next to Edward Scissorhands.
See, I really like the long drag out because I'm a beginning to finish kind of a person. I like closure, and I think that with so many shows they don't have that closure, and they leave people wondering like, well, I wonder why he's like that, or why he's like this, and like why her boyfriend turned out to be the monster. And
Oh my God! Spoiler.
shut up! You already said spoiler. Shut up. Why he turned out to be the monster, because his mom was
Yeah.
one. So that those little bits and pieces that they were searching for, that she's solving, like solves the whole thing.
Right.
They could have maybe made it a little more short-winded, but at the same time, I loved all those bits and pieces because I felt complete closure after that end. Like, I did want more,
Right.
but I really felt satisfied at the end of that. Like, I got all the answers that I needed.
Right. And let's talk a little bit about
Soprano.
right. Let's talk a little bit about Jennifer Ortega. This is her 3rd or 4th role. She's been in the new Scream film. She was in X. Now she's Wednesday. Do you think that she's going to be the millennial Scream Queen?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think she will be. I think she's going to be huge in the horror world. I think that she is going to be a
I hope
mega star.
so. I think it was really great to see her and Christina Ricci playing together.
Yeah,
I thought
that was really
that
good.
was amazing. I'm so glad that Christina Ricci was in there for that. I would have liked to see her play a little bit more, but I really liked her as Wednesday. I really did.
I did. I loved
felt
her as Wednesday.
That was the perfect casting.
It was the perfect casting because a lot of people, when it first started coming out, they were like, we don't like it. This isn't the original. But if you look back at like the 60s cartoon, I mean, Luis Guzman as Gomez Adams was actually really good typecast.
Oh,
That was a
right.
really good choice.
I really,
And
really
I
liked
thought
their
it was
choice
great
there.
because they didn't focus on the Adams family. They focused on Wednesday.
Right, it was her story to tell.
Exactly.
I mean, there was a little bit of introduction. I loved Catherine Zeta-Jones's Morticia. That she was beautiful as Morticia.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
I mean, it's not like the Munsters where
Oh, God.
that was just a dumpster fire. I'm really
The
sorry.
Munsters was so bad. Someone had posted a meme of Rob Zombie's version of Wednesday. And I said I'd rather eat glass than listen to Sherry Moon Zombie as Wednesday.
I
Oh
love
my
Sherry
God.
Moon. I really do, but I feel like after
Oh, I
after all,
can't
they
do
really
it.
should not have
I
done
can't
that.
do it.
They
I
should
can't do
not
it.
have. They should not have done the Munsters.
Oh, fuck no.
I was. Anyways, we're not talking.
Yeah,
about
we're
that.
not. Oh, like, we
But-
can trash that movie
yeah,
garbage dumpster
Trash
shit
that for hours.
for
But,
hours.
I really liked. I liked all their character choices.
I did too. Now, what do you think about if they did Wednesday this time and they're doing another season, like do Pugsley, and then after the season of that, like I would really like.
don't
I
know
would
about
really.
if I
I
see
would
Pugsley
watch
doing
the
it.
shit out of like Lurch. Or
Walking around the house, like
Ureg. Like I want to know Lurch's backstory, like where he came from. No one gives Lurch the credit of where he is one of the main stars. That or Thing. Like where does Thing come from? I would watch an entire season of just Thing.
I think they could do a movie and backstory on everything. Like if Netflix did like a spinoff of all of the characters.
I think that's what they should do. Is
that would be,
they did Wednesday, and they should do Pugsley, and everybody should in the family should get a show. I would
like
watch
an
the shit out of
8-part
that Thing
season.
show.
Yeah, like
I'm
an
telling you.
episode, part.
Yeah, like they could do
I
like a
think so.
Lurch and Thing, like That would be cool. I mean, there wouldn't be
I
very
don't
much
see that
dialogue,
happening, but I'm pretty sure
you're
because
right.
Thing has a whole backstory.
I like
And
how he looked in this too.
Yeah, she did throw in a little bit of a backstory about how he was created a little bit. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember.
It was very subtle. It was a very like something about he was made out of family from the family, or there was a small little, I don't remember what it was, but she made a small little introduction of how he was made when after he gets dropped off. And she finds him in her room, and then she's telling her friend about it.
Really, I missed that. I missed all that.
Yeah, it was
that's cool.
It was just a small little insert, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
Because I never knew where Thing came from.
Right. You touched base on the sword fight a little bit. I really like the sword fight in this one, but do you like the sword fight from this show or the 1990s version where they're sword fighting and cutting each other's body parts off? I know. That just that entire scene. I remember that movie, the Addams Family, when it came out in like the 90s. I remember going to see that's like one of the very first movies I ever went and saw in the theater with my dad that I can remember, and I love that sword fight scene. That's such a really good iconic scene from that movie.
Oh, of course.
So.
But this is definitely, I feel like this is definitely separate. Like I love the Addams Family 90s version, but I feel like this is totally disconnected.
Yeah, I do
from
too.
That. I don't feel like it's comparable in any way, shape, or form.
And they didn't have to drag a lot of the old show to keep this show stand on its own.
Right.
It really did stand on its own because Jennifer Ortega did a really amazing job.
Right, she was like a little Nancy Drew, you know.
Yeah, see, it was okay. I mean,
I know you don't like that, but that was a great story for her. That was a
right.
great story for her.
Yeah.
Like, to be like it was a little out of place when when she started talking about how she was like writing her book and how she was solving crimes and how this, and I was like, oh, and I wasn't sure how that was gonna continue.
Right.
I was like, oh, is this gonna be like a Nancy Drew type of thing, or is this gonna be?
I don't know. I mean,
but I'm glad it turned out the way that it did.
Yeah, I really did like the ending. I love the ending.
I didn't feel like it slacked in any place. I was afraid it was going to go in one direction, and I'm glad that it didn't go into that, like, younger crowd, like our kids.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it wasn't something, I forget what...
I mean, I feel like it did grab the old audience and then a new audience, and, like, you could enjoy this show as a newcomer to, you know, the Addams Family story.
I think the actors had a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
Show. The actors had a lot
you
to
could enjoy it. Your kids could enjoy it, or like the newer kids from the 90s who didn't grow up watching the Addams Family and they're just now getting into it. Like, you could enjoy it at that aspect, or you could enjoy it, you know, like I'm saying, you could enjoy it at 19, or you could enjoy the show at 35.
Right. It wasn't as gory. It was kind of like Sabrina, but not as gory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if they had made Sabrina, The Adventures of Sabrina, into like a slightly different, like G-rated, PG-13.
Yeah.
PG-13 without all the guts and all that stuff.
Right.
I felt like it would have fallen into the same category with that.
I agree.
But I really liked it.
I did too.
It was cute.
It was cute.
It was cute.
So, guys, if you haven't checked out Wednesday, please do. It's streaming on Netflix right now. I hope we didn't ruin it too much for you. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. We post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And until next time, I'm Lurch. This is my wife, Julie. Stay horror, and we'll see you later.